Hey guys, DJ from PTA going over August 12th trades. I actually traded today, so nice day. What I would have done different today is not trade as many tickers. I traded about three, and it was a hit or miss. But because of good money management, I did come out on top for the week, and that's what really matters. And that's the difference between just trading and making money and then having good, solid money management and letting your winners run and cutting your losses quickly. So even though you might have a low trading percentage, I talked to traders that may be trading 40-50% correct. But if they are correct on those 40-50% and they let them run, as well as control the losses, controlling size and knowing when to size, that's going to make all the difference in why this particular trade will work out for you. So what I'm going to go over is my losers. I'm going to go over the SPY first, and I'm going to go over the losers next. And then after that, I'll go over the winner. So this SPY, again, guys, is just one of those things. The SPY is going higher. We ended high. Not on as much volume as we had the day before, but we're ending high. Going into the week, 427, and before the end of the day, it was the high. So ultimately, I mean, we're returning back to getting off this key area. So I would like it to come back to this key area here that it was using as resistance to continue on. So I would love to see a fade back here and continue on. But overall, the market is higher. The fundamentals don't show that it should be higher. But again, it's all about playing price action more so than your bias. I've seen too many traders go with their bias and blow up their accounts. So I want to go over the Twitter trade because I did add into my Twitter trade coming into the week. I end up getting a average of 40.46 on that trade. Actually, I got a little bit higher. I think it was 41.10. I got it to about right here because I wanted to see how it was going to react. So I got all my shares kind of sitting at 41, pretty much around the open price of the previous week. So the open price was about 41.12. I think I'm at like 41.20 or something like that. And I'm looking forward to continue to push up. Ideally back up to the 49s, and then I'll probably then start removing shares off as long as I don't see no significant break on the weekly or anything like that. Now, if we tap below this weekly line this week at any point, so a previous week high, if we tap below that area, I'm done. I'm probably going to just take my winnings and get on. I'm pretty sized up in the position, so I'm happy with that. But overall, that's the kind of a overall swing, and that's the beauty of swinging because you can kind of let it play out. You already made your winnings off of it. The rest of it is just icing on the cake. The next stock is the SIGA trade. That's another one of my swings. Now this particular swing, I did size into it to about 1861 coming into the break. This week was just a very strong week for it. So I figured, hey, this open price around 1860 is about where I'm at. I got an 1860 average. I've sized into that pretty well as well. So I'm very happy about that. And I'm hoping, I can get more size. Because if we get us a nice another week ahead, I'll probably take this off. Now, looking at this chart, looking at the price where I'm at, I don't want to give back too much. So I probably end up getting out around 23.87, 23.80, take some off there, and probably take some more off at 22.70 if we get some type of breakdown or whatever that may be. That would be the ideal way. But other than that, came out to be a solid day, solid trading on that swing. Now, the next one I want to go over is the loser I had, PACB. So PACB, it kind of went sideways in a way. I got caught in the sideways price action of it. So let me break down to that day, which was this day here, August 12th. I didn't really see the chart properly on this one. Wasn't revenge trading of any sort, but I definitely didn't see the chart properly. I wish I had seen it a little bit better, but that was just the case with this one. So we'll put that at the 840. And yeah, it's about that 840 area right there. And then that probably played as some support right there. 920s. So this is kind of how I was looking at the chart. Going down to the 5. Had us a big rip in the morning, and that's where I missed the move. So anything after that, I was pretty much chasing. I ended up getting an entry right around 9:10, 9:11 actually. And I clocked out at 9. So right here, when I thought, I said, okay, pull back, it bounced, pulled up. So I'm gonna get in right here. It got in, went up, and then slowly faded. So I had my exit at 9. So right there is what I got out. So really tight trade. I wasn't looking for much on the swing just because I said, well, if this is ready to go, it's gonna pop back up. And then, you know, it went and then knifed and then knifed again and kept fading for the rest of the day. After that, I just got out of it and kept it moving. So I missed the initial part of the move, which was here, thinking that this might have been the second leg, and it just failed. Just wasn't there. So Pacb just wasn't there on that trade. The next one was Veee. Now Veee was one of those ones that wish you shoulda, coulda, all that different stuff. It looks so beautiful here on the daily. I mean, it looks great. It looks like this was a no-brainer on this trade. But actuality, this was just a very controlled stock in general. So ultimately, we had this nice little push going up into A. When it did that, it actually did this first. So I took 2 trades on this. The first one was at 778, I believe that's that trade. Let's go back and see. Edit. Green. Cool. So right there, when it rejected this area, came back, found some support, came back, rejected area and came back, and it bust through. I got in right here at 778. It went to 840. So I took some shares off in the 830s or whatever. I mean, heck, I'm already up 60 cents. So it wasn't a situation of being greedy. I was trying to hold the rest of my position. Don't get me wrong, I took off about 75% in that push because this didn't have a lot of range to begin with. So when I seen it hit his ATR or got close to it, I got out. And then it knifed it, got me out. My risk was right here. So when it shot up, I'm already 2-1, get out. And then it dropped down. So I'm thinking it would pop and then take off, but it knifed everybody right here. Then it went back up and then it fell back down. So now I'm looking at it from a higher time frame. I said, okay, cool. We got this knife, pull back down. So what happened is it started to show some support at 660. So let me go here. Remember entry day was 660. So I'm seeing this here bounce. I'm seeing this rejection here. And when it started to curl over, came back and reclaimed. I got in here at 682, risking at 660, thinking it would go up, pull, and maybe swing out. So the same move that it did in after hours is what I was looking for right here. I loaded up, it went up 720s, same scenario over here. This time it went up 40 cents and then slam, got me out. So when it slam got me out, I just said, you know what, I'm done with it. And then it went and did this, and then it finally found some support. After that, broke out. So breakout area was about 720. Right there. It broke out. So once it broke out, I mean, that was it. It happened after hours, and ultimately, that was the move. So what I was looking for here, it eventually did here. So good thesis, but ultimately bad timing, you know. So as a result, I didn't get the chance to see it the way it needed to be seen on that move. Next trade that I did, go back to the daily. Those were my two losers. Here go the winner, Veru. Now Veru was very particular because I've danced with this stock before. I like trading this stock, but again, it's one of those things you got to be careful with. I had a good day yesterday. Going into today, I took a look at the 5. We had this big chop fest right here. So the way I looked at it was, okay, I looked at all the support and resistance areas. So right here was acting as support, entry day. We'll call that $15. And we were looking at, you see it bounce and return, came back, returned to it, came back, tried to do it again. But then this started to act as support. Now, oddly enough, if you look at this, this looks almost as if it's we'll just put that as 1530. If you look at that, you can see that right there, it looks almost like a demand zone. Went back there, went back, picked up some more, and then went higher. When I saw this, that's when I got confident. He did this move, and like I told you guys, I always look for this when we're playing up underneath with volume. I'm always looking for that red to green move. So this being the green line being that, this was your red to green move coming into the day. So I got in at 1610. I got in right there. I'm thinking it up so you can see it. Go down here to the 1 minute so you can see it a little better. So you can see we got the red to green move. I'm on an uptrend. Pulled my trigger right there at 610. And this was a really, really nice trade. So then I had a miniature support here, and then it took off. As it did so, it popped up 1647, pulled back. I ended up taking some shares off right here in pre-market high. It came back, retested, and then it continued to step on. I took some more off at 17.99, and I took a little bit more off at 18.88 and held the rest. So I got about a quarter of a position left on this one, but I plan on sizing into it next week. I'm hoping it'll continue on. Fundamentals and everything stay the same. It's breaking out a previous month high and everything else. If it can hold that area, we should be fine. And that will be great to see. A previous month high was 1842 or something like that. So when it got over that area, I was pretty much, we in the green. We're gonna let this one ride. Really solid trade, probably biggest trade of the month. Definitely encouraging. Definitely a good trade, especially coming off of a bad week last week with 15,000 loss. This was the type of trade. This is what the studying. This is what everything is lined up to do to help you get better at that trade. And then, like I said, it was just a red to green play with some volume. I always look at the areas where it got knifed down. That was here at 15. Let's see what time that was. At 10:15, that red candle is where they got it. The green, the lawns got exhausted right here. They pulled it all the way down. And then when it caught itself, I looked at that. I looked at that green candle and said, okay, you're there. Then I went over, saw the green candle here, increase in volume. I go and I look at that. So that's my first mark. So when I look at that, it was right there. And then let's turn that white, take the price off. So, and this is how I kind of pinpoint areas and look at critical things. Let's see something here. Here we go. Time level. So right there. Let's see something here. Right there. Pinpoint my areas. Right there. That green candle is when the shift happened. So when I seen that, remember, you had your downturn, then you had your bounce. This is the first shift green candle right here, off of support. Now it comes back, pulls into support. Remember, it's lower than this. They couldn't get it below that area. So right here, this red candle or doji candle was the first mark. So if you want, you can pull this down here and look at when the reversal happened. Right here on this red candle is when it started to reverse. This confirmed the volume shift, came back, let you know I can't get any higher on volume to pull it down. When it did that, then it started to ramp up the opposite direction right over here. First green candle right there. That was the start of A. So once we had that, and I'm gonna mark this for you a little bit slower. I want you guys to kind of see this right there. White. That was your first area there. So start over. First red candle on the downturn, reverse the bounce. This confirmed buyer stepping in. They came back, retested on lower volume, couldn't get it below the low, and then it had the volume shift. So now it's confirmed. I want to go higher. Pull up. Now right there. Another critical area of volume right there. see something here. Remove. Edit. Do not show. So you had your first shift right there. They pulled it back on low volume. Popped it back up. Volume picked up on red side. Still not higher than here. They tried to bring it back down. Low volume. Going into the piece. Right here was even lower volume than the shift. After that, it perked back up. Once it got over the area, volume crept in and it moved. So right there is where the shift happened. I got in right there at the shift. Because I can bet that this was higher than the volume over here. And I already had confirmation that it wants to go higher because all the volume is being sucked in on the volume side, on the green side. You see the volume has shifted to the green side, to the long side. And then it went higher. And then it just never returned. After that, I played it off for price action. I held, if you look at the 5 minute, you can really see once I got in, it just broke down 1625, came up higher. Back, retest pre-market high. I took some off there. Once it broke here, I went to the 15. And then I just continued to hold. So then when we got to the 15, every time it hit a critical area, I just held. That's when I started moving my stop up. So, okay, cool. If it get below here, I'm going to get out. It didn't. So it created another support here. Got me some out there. And as you can see, it just kept going. And then I took off the last bit of shares before I closed out the day at this 18 when it clicked here at 1879. I think I got filled at 1870s. Right here when it dropped, I took some shares off there and held the rest for the rest of the day into tomorrow, or I should say Monday. So other than that, that was the particulars of that trade. So you really, really, really have to pay attention to the key areas. You have to pay attention to what the stock is telling you. The shift is happening on the smaller time frame. You can almost see it before it even happens. And if you can pay attention to those areas and see it before it happens, you will do very, very well. You'll do very, very good on those particular stocks. And know that that's going to go the way that you're looking for it to go and analyze it the proper way. So guys, if you have any questions, concerns, leave it in the comments section. Guys, visit us on that Discord. It's a lot of great information, a lot of good traders in there giving out free information that can help you in your trading career. Click that like button and hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss any of our videos. And as I tell all old traders and new traders alike, stay studying and stay focused.